Oh, goodness gracious. Actually, I have something to hold my phone I should have brought. Is that a mosquito? Oh, yeah, that's a mosquito. I don't think we're going to do this. I don't do mosquitoes. I just shaved my head. I'm not trying to get a bite right on the back. But the question is, are they interested in me? And the answer is, yeah, they are. All right. So we're going to go sit in the truck, I think. Good morning, everyone. As I get prepared, I know it always sucks for people who watch them late because, we got to ramble on till, people get here to have a discussion. For those people who like discussions, I like discussions. I don't like preaching to people and teaching people. To me, I think it's ignorant. Earth Tribe. I think we're actually going to go back to being Earth Tribes. I think I'm going to go sit in that truck. I mean, I haven't been bit yet, but I don't know. They seem like they want to do some biting. Good morning, everybody. I want to talk about um, I was thinking about this morning, right? Like a lot of the problems we're having right now are people who think dying with a thing is the same thing as dying from a thing. And I think it's a little tricky when you start to think about it. All right. I'm in town, a lot of green around me, um, which actually is probably something to kind of simplify. A simplified way of explaining greening the desert a little while ago, where there's no such thing as a desert. They're just lands that we leave destroyed. All right. Here's just quick math, very quick. How do you move to a place with 14 inches of rain and make it a very lush place of 28 inches of rain? It's just math. Well, if you're going to grow, he got me. If you're going to grow on a quarter of an acre, I'll say 50 square feet. You're going to grow a garden in 50 square feet and you want to make a desert garden, a tropical garden. All you got to do is take that 14 inches of rain from another 50 square feet, save it, and water the place you planted a little later. That equals 28, a whopping 28 inches of rain a year. What can't you grow on that much rain? I don't know. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's just math. It's very simple. There's no such thing as a desert. There's just ignorance. That's all there is. We're lost as a people, as anything. But before I get into that, I'm gonna hit you with some theories on dying from a thing versus dying with a thing. But I think I'm gonna go sit in the truck because I think I look like a juicy berry to the mosquitoes. Good morning. And mosquitoes know that too. They just go dormant. They wait. No, we're gonna wait till that 14 inches of rain becomes 28 inches of rain, and we can thrive again. And it might take 1,000,000 years, 2,000,000 years, 100 million years. That pole shift, volcanoes hit, the planet shifts a little bit. Next thing you know, it's back to being tropical again. The mosquitoes thrive. Everything on this planet knows its place and has patience, except for us. There's a level of ignorance that we cannot seem to get past, right? Which is why I was thinking about Earth Tribe. I'm seeing a lot of people posting tribal pictures, right? And I wonder, is that something that we're tapping into? Is that something that people are starting to realize that Earth is one tribe and the only real foe is identity? The only threat to the Earth tribe is the false identities, our perspectives and our birth locations from the billionaires and kings who figure they own the borders that we're born in, give us. And they tell us we're black and white and American, stupid and ignorant and silly, Christian and Muslim, whatever they give us an ignorant, false identity. And we begin to abuse other people in our tribe because they were born in a different location or they look differently or they think differently. All right, I'm gonna go sit in the truck and then we'll start this. So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like people are actually tapping into it. I think like I feel like people are actually starting to remember that we're one tribe and we've got 7 billion different identities within that tribe. And, but that's the world I'm a manifest. So people can do whatever they want. All right. Let me put my coffee down for a second. Hop in the motor vehicle, which actually is a good example of dying from a thing versus dying with a thing. So here's a good example. Say how I'm getting in the truck. Say I get in this truck today and I die today, which could happen. I would not be sad at all. I mean, some of y'all might be sad. Some of y'all might be cheering. Yay, ding dong. The witch is dead. Or warlock. But if I get in this truck and I go driving and I die with my truck, did I die in a car accident? Is that how I died? All right, hold on. I got to put this on the brace. Is that how I died? Yeah, you died in a car accident. That's what everybody's going to say, is what the news is going to say. And, first of all, the news is fake. So, and they always got their perspective. They'll tell it from that perspective because it's sensational. Dun, 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 dun. News at 6. Negro dies in truck from car accident. Car flipped over 100 times and a truck hit it. And then people flew out and baby screamed and the trees, something blew up. The gas tank lit on fire because that's the perspective they want to tell. Right? It's beneficial, right? Because you're going to go to work like, oh my gosh, the guy died in a car accident, flipped over, and then the thing came, and then the other truck hit the other truck. The dog jumped up in the air, and the birds flew, and they tell it from their perspective because it's profitable, right? You're going to tell that story. Others are going to tune in. They're going to sell more advertising after you tell that story. Perspective. Did I die with my truck? I know I definitely died in my truck. If I stayed in the truck, I could have got ejected. Or did I die from organ failure? Did I die from bleeding out? Did I die from, they say a car accident is actually 2 accidents. 1, your car hit something, and 2, the inside of your organs hit each other. Did I die of that? Did I die because I was racing to work to get the TPS reports done because the quarter statements needed to be done and the boss needed to make money? So I'm rushing to work and I'm not paying attention. Is that why I died? Did I die because I'm rushing out the house because I'm arguing with the husband or wife and something is happening and things ain't right and I'm not paying attention and I'm going over to argue in my head and I'm driving a motor vehicle and I'm not paying attention? Is that why I died in a car accident? Dying with a thing does not mean that you died from that thing. And you know what I'm talking about? A lot of y'all know exactly the hell what I'm talking about. Some of y'all are struggling with it, and that's okay. Keep up with these people. They'll help you. Dying with a thing is not the same thing as dying from a thing. It's all perspective. All perspective, right? We got to put something on the death certificate. So we got to pick a thing. Well, what is the most profitable thing to pick? Because that's what I think at the end of the day, right? They're going to pick the most profitable thing, whether that's the news or it's a hospital, paid $29,000 per cause of death that is indicated that way. We're all being played, people. We're all being played, and we're always being played. Like, this is not anything new. This is just how that works, right? This is how we work on Earth Tribe. We're all one tribe, but we're divided up and we're given ignorant perspectives to be in conflict with other members of the tribe because the few in the tribe that are psychopaths gain more power from giving their own perspectives and breaking us up into groups and dividing us. And I won't go through the details of it. Most of y'all already know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. And then the car accident, I think, is a good analogy. I mean, you can die in the hospital. Well, what did they die of? Cancer. Cancer got them. Did cancer get them? Do people die of cancer? I tell you what, back before I used to actually not trust doctors and I started actually reading medical science, I believed that. It's like, oh, hey, died of cancer. Cancer got him. Or if we know the human body now has cytotoxic T cells and its main design is to destroy cancer, like that piece of the immune system I won't go through the details of because I don't really understand the science on it, but I get the philosophy, the point
that if you shut it off, it stops fighting cancer, and then more people die of cancer, which is why you shouldn't experiment on your body. But did you die of cancer or did you die of ignorance? Right? If you know you got that cytotoxic T cell, you know if you get enough oxygen, you eat enough fruits and vegetables and minerals and compounds and enzymes that your body will perform how it's supposed to, your immune system will destroy every single cancer that sets root in its body. Every single cancer cell that your body makes, because your body makes a whole bunch, and the oligarchs make a whole bunch too, through what they subsidize through air, food, water, and oxygen. Oxygen and air, same thing. Did you die from oligarchy? Did you die from subsidy? Did you die from ignorance, of malnutrition? You don't actually know what human food is, and so you were eating oligarch food and you died. How did you die? You died with cancer, but did you die from cancer? Or did you die from ignorance? And I don't know the answer, so I'm not here to give you the answer. I don't, people who know me know I really don't care what you think. I love you and I'm interested in what you think, but it's not like a care thing. I process thoughts and I go through things my own way. It's important because they use this dying from a thing versus dying with a thing to turn the human tribe against each other, right? And this is where we are right now. I just posted something a minute ago I was thinking about. And that is, see, your life is your decision. Right? Every decision in your life is your decision. That's on you. It's your privilege to decide things in your own life. It's my privilege, my right to decide things in my own damn life. And as long as we got that straight, we're good to go. Got no problems on human tribe Earth. Got no problems whatsoever. But the minute you think that you can decide things in my life, or I decide that I can decide things in your life, you know what that is? That's a declaration of war. That is a declaration. That is from the moment you think you can dictate something to somebody else, you are brewing war. The other side is preparing for war because you're dictating something in their life. And I don't think a lot of people know that. I think that they're running around here hunky-dory and they think things, the new normal's coming. You ain't going to get no new normal. You're going to get a burning world if you think that you are going to decide for other people. Okay? You don't want them deciding for you. You ain't going to decide for them. It's like this whole, what is this thing called? This dumb thing that y'all people are into. Freedom passport. What is the freedom passport? Like, oh, well, this is new. We can't do this. This isn't a good idea. We shouldn't do this. Don't talk about it that way. That's not true. This isn't new. We've done freedom passports before. Oh, we've done them many, 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 many times under different names. The name I appreciate the most is salting the earth, right? Because when the kings and lords kind of conquer the people, they conquered the army, but they didn't conquer the people in the land. The people who got babies that need food, that they grow food on their farms. You know what the lords did who needed to get those people to become conquered? They took away their ability to feed themselves and their children, to break them. No different than beating a slave to death or putting them in a hot box. We've done freedom passports before. We just called it a great many other things. And one was salting the earth. Why? Because you can break a people by starving their children to death or them, and they'll capitulate. Consider that that's a bad idea. Consider that, I know you want to be on the right side of history, and I like how people say, I want to be on the right side of history. Yeah, there was some people in the 1940s who wanted to be on the right side of history. They thought there was a master race, and the world would be a much better place if we put things in the order they should be. And those people had to end up hiding their uniforms later because we came for them. And we still come for them. And they're going to come for you. Don't ever decide for other people. That's not, it's light to you because you might be in power or you think you're in power. But it's an act of war. And every day you're waiting for blood to be let. And then the other people think, oh, we the power is with us. They'll capitulate. You think so? You think so? This is a good thing. This is what's good about the internet. right? The internet is fantastic in a great many ways. And one is with global things that are happening, and we don't have a global perspective because we don't have the ability to on the news or media or through the billionaires. I was thinking about the interconnecting of people, the interneting of people to get a better perspective of things that are very hard to see from isolated perspectives, views, and news networks. We've been here before. I remember when the internet said that SARS is not as bad as what they're making it out to be. They said it was conspiracy. Guess what history shown? SARS was not as bad as they said it would be. Swine flu. When you interconnected all the people affected by swine flu in all the different areas, the places the news would not show, the places they sent journalists are not journalists, but they were interconnected through an internet. And they said with swine flu, it's being overstated in the news. It's not as bad as what they say. And they were right, but they called it conspiracy. Zika. Oh my God, the mosquitoes are coming to get everybody. We need to give hundreds of billions of dollars to the pharmaceutical industry to save us from Zika and microcephaly. But the interconnected perspectives of all these different people gave you a different view. You even had doctors in Brazil who said that is 100% fake news. Swine flu, avian flu. We've been here before. And the interconnecting of your human tribe all over the different places that give you a perspective. Now, mine is not 100% perspective. There's still places that don't have internet, but where everyone could chime in their own little piece and you could start to get a bigger picture of what actually is going on that the news will never show you because it offends their advertising. They got something to sell. Avoiding a problem, avoiding the actual cause of a problem is very profitable. Very, very profitable. The interconnecting of people is being called conspiracy, right? Oh, you saw that on the internet. You got these people getting conspiracies on the internet. Well, I can tell you this, because I'm interconnected with a lot of different people. I can tell you that when the king comes to salt the earth, every time you get these ideas of freedom passes, who gets to eat and who doesn't get to eat, they only got two decisions, right? Either they're going to capitulate and be broken, or they're locking in their load. I'm going to tell you what I see. Nobody is preparing to be broken. So you got to decide today who you want to serve. You got to decide today because, I don't want this to be a dark message. Like I said, I like to laugh and joke and have fun with everybody, but I'm out in the desert for a reason. I'm out for a lot of reasons. One of them is I know me. I was raised in the Washington, D.C. area. I am not a bower. I'm not a kneeler. I'm not a turn the other cheeker. I can be when I'm surrounded by good people and good music and good songs. That's why I surround myself with these people. These people all love and like it. Good people, good music, make you happy. When I'm surrounded by people who are threatening me and deciding for me, my response is to fight. I'm not a walker. I'm not a walker awayer. I'm not a turn the cheeker. I have to be in the desert. I have to get away from ignorant people because those ignorant people are waiting every day to hear me respond. I wish I weren't this way. I wish I didn't have this beast in me, but I do. And so I had to get out of Dodge, right? Because I see what they're doing and I know how I'm going to respond. And there's a time and a place for everything, people, and a time and a place where everything is not violence. And I know me. I am capable of the darkest violence you can bring to bear. I've seen some of the worst things in my life in the Washington, D.C. area, right? I didn't go to the privileged school my brothers went to. I went to a dark school, where they carried guns on a regular basis. My God. So I have to know that the time and the place for violence is not everywhere. There's a time and a place for violence. Yeah, there is, but it's not right now. And so I had to go duck out so where we can have these conversations. Maybe we can stop this before it goes too far, deciding for other people as they lock and load and get ready for war. So no, it wasn't my place to stay in Pennsylvania. I had to get out of there, right? Because I know me. I would have done the wrong thing at the wrong time. Now is the time for talking. Now is the time for enlightenment. Now is the time to realize we are one human tribe all over this planet, and we all get along as long as we allow everybody to keep their 7 billion different identities and nobody's grouping up against anybody else. Now is the time for talking. It is not the time for violence and war. And so if you are a person like me, if you're a fighter, if you're a warrior, if you don't feel any pain when you're angry, you need to go find a place to tuck yourself. Right now is not that time. They need you to be violent right now. See, right now, the United States Incorporated and the globalists that run them, they need you to be violent. They need to lock down. They need to fight. They need to show on TV you showing the beast that you got inside, the warrior that you will fight for your children and all the children on this planet with the most gross violence you can bring to bear. And my violence ain't even gross. I can do some amazing things when I'm angry, but I'm not even like the veterans. I mean, think about the veterans that are highly trained. Those, because the greatest fighters from the U.S. military aren't in the U.S. military. The greatest, I mean, the real warriors, those with code, realized that they were fighting in wars that were a lie. They came home and they left. They didn't care about your re-signing bonuses. They left because they realized this is not a warrior's place. This is a coward's place. Fighting for corporations to steal minerals from poor people that ride camels and don't even have tanks, but throw rocks at tanks. The real warriors are the veterans. They're retired. They're sitting at home and they're just waiting. That's who scares me. I'm going to be honest with you. Who scares me? I don't scare me. I know I'm capable of some horrible stuff when I'm angry and I see people hurting children. I'm not capable of what those people, those men and women are. The last thing we need to do is invoke them, because that's not something I can stop. It's not something you can stop. It's not something they can stop. They are highly trained and they believe in defending the people in their states, their lands, their towns, their planet. Now is the time for talking, people. We can still talk. We can still talk about human tribe. We can still talk about doing the right thing, not dictating for other people because you believe dying with a thing is the same thing as dying from a thing. You believe that people are dying from cancer, not malnutrition. You believe in disease and disease exists, not ignorance from birth and health classes that don't even teach children what food is. All right. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be on fire today, but yes, caffeine is a drug. Caffeine is a hell of a drug. And that's to scare people too, because I can talk like that and I can laugh like nothing, like it ain't nothing. Yeah, but unfortunately, that's what happens when you raise kids in the Washington, D.C. area and they see, what is it? A couple people murdered every night and you put it on television. It desensitizes you. I'm desensitized to those things. But again, I don't talk about that side of me much. I put that side of me away. You know, I'm a loving person. I think I'm a good father. I try to be. I try to be better. I think I'm a good man. I can be better. Everyone can be better at everything. I think I'm a good friend, and I try to be. But also, in being that, I got to be honest. I have to be purely honest. Like I told my son. I said, son, yeah, listen. And you better not be watching this, number one. You're supposed to be at school letting them lie to you and getting your grades. Answer with lies to the test, get good grades, definitely. But don't believe none of that bullshit. They lie about 90-some% of what they give you is a lie. Trust your critical thinking teachers and your teachers that tell you to think for yourself, not the ones that want to think for you and teach you out of a textbook. But I told him, I said, son, don't let nobody give you an Ovaltine. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll never see your father again. If somebody actually gives you an Ovaltine, whether it's a sneaky teacher, sneaky administrator, sneaky principal, or some other person who knows me in your life, that's not going to go well. You're not going to see your father again. You'll never see me again. I'm a bit wild, y'all. I'm a bit of a wild child. I'm trying to tell you, why do I live in the wild with the predators? Because I am a predator. I try to predate for goodness, for what's right. But when you start playing these games, and they're doing this in New York and California, other places, and you start injecting things in people's children, you better inject the right one. Better not inject the wrong one. You inject the wrong one, I won't say anything else on that. Did y'all see me laughing? Is this crazy? Am I a psychopath? Somebody tell me. I'm definitely a psychopath. I know it. I read James Fallon's book, The Psychopath Inside. Oh, I know he's in there. I keep him under wraps. But so are doctors, so are lawyers, so are financial bank. I worked in corporate America for 30 years of my life. Of course I'm a psychopath. What do you think I am? I put it somewhere. I bury that darkness deep, people. It has a necessity, right? Those warrior genes, they're there for a reason, right? When they invoke them in the military, they're supposed to be there, right? The warriors, the psychopaths are the ones that have kept the human race safe from a planet that's been trying to kill it since the beginning of time. You know, being able to tune down the pain. If women couldn't tune down the pain using that psychopathic epigenetics ability to shut off things, they wouldn't even have babies, right? How do women tolerate men? Because they're psychopaths. Like, I'm not lying when I tell y'all women, hell yeah, women crazy. We drove them crazy. Patriarchal world, every woman on this planet just need to be sitting in a rocking chair just giggling like this with a knife. You know, a scene from Psycho, because we did this. We did this. You know, we give people evolutionary advantages and ability to do things that a human being should not be able to do. We can be all love and light and love each other and leave each other alone, or we can keep deciding for each other, turn each other into psychopaths. All right. That's it. I mean, like I said, I don't have an answer for the test. I don't have an answer for the test. I'm just thinking out loud. And what I'm thinking about this morning is we need to be very careful with this idea of what did you die from? Because they're using that to turn you against other people. And a lot of things can kill a person in a car accident. You might have ended up in a car accident and the other driver might have killed you, or you rushing to work to get the TPS reports might have killed you, or your wife or husband yelling and screaming at you, or your boyfriend cheating on you, your girlfriend cheating on you, got you upset, and you're not paying attention driving that car. That could have killed you. It could have been you don't go to the gym enough. You're not in shape. Your body wasn't prepared for that car accident. You could have beat it up. It could be the medical industry, right? Because they're not actually creating things to heal and help people, but to treat side effects and make profit. It could be the auto industry. That car maker could have put that foam that explodes. They could have put an airbag in every car. You think Volvo is the only car they can put airbags? You ever seen the airbags in a Volvo? Damn it, they ain't got no metal in the damn thing. It's just bags, every bag on the front, side, top, bottom. They got bag for your balls, man. You got to protect the humans, right? You know, but you drive a car that was cheaper. And they say, oh, well, how do we make this car cheaper? Well, you can't put airbags everywhere. We got to make it fit the price of the poor. Poor people don't need to live through car accidents. So let's hold back the airbags. What did you die from? I think it's all perspective. It's all perspective. Don't let anybody turn you against your tribe or anybody in your tribe for their damn perspective. That's my thought. And like I said, I don't have an answer for it. Wild thoughts. You can process that, chew it out, spit it back at me, maybe make some sense. But we need to be very careful of the times we're in, people. I got 8 minutes and then I'm going to go. So I'm going to read some comments. And you should have that Thor guy. He's really smart. Yeah, I know he is. I know the brother's smart. I know he's a little loopy. He's a little loopy too, but he's a smart dude. Good morning, Jade. How you doing this morning? Tribalism is a control tool. It is, and they use it very, very well. Very well. Thorlivia. Can I call you Thorlivia? They do. They do. People are convinced that others aren't in their tribe because they're born in different places, and that's the problem. I see a house. Yes, you do see a house. Olivia, I'm in town. And you saw a lot of greenery because in town, they practice the principles of greening the desert through the water company, right? And like I was saying in the beginning, if you want to have a tropical place in the desert, if you only get 10 inches of rain, then you grow on 10 square feet and you take another 10 square feet, you put a tarp and you save that water. You now have 20 inches of rain per year. You want 30, put another tarp down, you got 30 inches of rain a year. You know, greening the desert is very easy. In town, they green the desert very well. Hey, Amanda, good morning. How you doing this morning? If you die today, do a flyby. Jade, I ain't going nowhere. Girl, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. If I die today, I ain't leaving. I got a list, and I'm checking it twice. Who I'm coming back to haunt, because I'm not going nowhere. Well, I tell you what, next time you see that Fauci on TV, he going to be, what the hell? I feel something touching me. What the hell is going on? Oh, that's my butt. My butt. Ow. No, I'm not going. No, I'm not going to leave my tribe. I'm not going to leave my Earth tribe. Shoot, I die today. Oh, I'm coming back. I'm coming back, baby. You won't ever see that Gates guy on TV again. Something's plaguing him. You know, energy doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't die. It just changes forms. Hello, good morning, Christine. How you doing this morning? Jade Heather is in the house. Grand rising, and every rising is grand. Brother Adam says something's irrelevant. Yep, the cause, to me, if you're talking about the cause of death, it's irrelevant because we don't actually know what caused death. We're not actually that advanced yet. medical science and technology. People used to die, say they died from HIV, but they would put, if you had money, what would they put on the death certificate? It was pneumonia, right? You know, they would contract HIV, which we're not even sure the connection between HIV and AIDS, because we got a dude named Foulchi that did a whole lot of lying, made millions of dollars from millions of people dying from that. But we won't go there. We'll just say that they would say, oh, if you had money, you could just say you died of pneumonia. And so a lot of people in Hollywood, they died of pneumonia, but the poor people died of HIV. You know, but to me, I think it's irrelevant. A person dies, they die. They move on. They don't really die, which is okay. You know, but we see, and I guess, Adam, to go back, if we're talking about the same thing, see, where it's significant is when you have problem solvers, right? And this is my problem, where I am a psychopath. I'm definitely a problem analyst, psychopathic, root cause analysis, critical thinking person. I can't turn it off. That's what I did for Massa, Adam. I did that for Massa in corporate America too long. I can't turn off problem solving. I don't like to talk about side effects. I like to get to the root of the problem. Let's solve the problem. Okay, why did the person die? And let's fix that. And I guess with my current state of thinking at this moment is that we don't have one reason why people die. They die from a lot of reasons. And if you want to solve the problem, you got to solve all of them. You can't focus on one. Well, they died of the cuckoo. No, that they might have had the cuckoo. And it's a thing to talk about, but usually it's the irrelevant thing. The cardiologists solved that for us. They told us it was cardiovascular disease, but they died with other things, right? They had clotting in their heart and the lungs, and the body couldn't take no more. So a little weak flu came around, gave them some extra clotting, and they died. Right? But if you want to save lives, you got to deal with all of them, right? All the causes. But let's start with the first cause, the biggest cause. Cardiovascular disease comes through sugar, subsidized through government. All right. Nobody in the government's trying to save grandma that's subsidizing sugar going in her body because they put sugar in every damn thing. That's number one. So if you want to save lives, we're starting with from what happened in 2019. You start with cardiovascular disease. You stop governments from subsidizing sugar. Right. You start holding accountable the sweet companies, Hostess and Twinkies and the donut companies. You start putting them on trial if you want to save lives. Right. You know. Second thing, I don't even think is the cuckoo. The second thing would be malnutrition, right? Why? Because how can bacteria, funguses, and viruses kill people? They got to already be malnourished. They already got to have some sort of immune dysfunction. And they're in a cold, cough, flu, or virus, bacteria, barely any fungus on this planet our bodies can't deal with. Otherwise, we would not be here. They would have thrived at getting rid of us a long time ago because we're just energy and they want to reclaim that energy. Malnourishment, ignorance would be the second cause of death from 2019. Ignorance of health, knowing what to eat, more fruits and vegetables, less pesticides, chemicals, or over synthetic drug meats. Ignorance is the second cause of death. Maybe cuckoo might be third. I'm not even sure. But you got something for that. It's called the fever tree, right? Quinine compound. Somebody told everybody about that, but y'all didn't like the man because the TV told you not to like the man. So you didn't do your research. You didn't. He said the what was the word? Start with an H, got in trouble, said, oh, that's a koi pond medication. No, you're ignorant. You didn't do your homework. You listen to the television, that television science, that park science. Park science ain't real science. Park science is a lie. If you did your homework, you'd have found out where the H word came from. Quinine compounded drugs came from Africa, the fever tree, right? They've been dealing with replicating things in a human body a long time. The bark from that tree stopped death. The only reason they were able to colonize Africa, Middle East, well, not the Middle East, parts of it maybe, India, South America, is because they took the fever tree bark with them. So it would stop the replication of these things in their bodies, malaria, and other things that their bodies weren't used to because they weren't from that environment. History is important. And if you don't remember it, you'll suffer from it again. So, yeah, so I think the only time cause of death is irrelevant is if you're willing to look at all the causes and you're a problem solving person. You want things to get better. You don't want other people to die from that, right? In a car accident. You know what? So how did the person die in a car? Well, they died in a car accident because they were rushing to work to get the TPS reports done. So they killed themselves and other people. Okay, so let's not do that anymore. What is this work thing we're doing? What is this forced labor system where every child on this planet must serve the few to exist on the planet just to pay bills and die? That has to go away. What is this making cars that humans can die in? That has to go away. Oh, it's about to rain. I'm about to get out of here. What is this stressing people out? You know, most divorces come from financial causes. What is this stressing people out to keep them working so that they got to go cheat on their wife to have some happiness or cheat on their husband? What is destroying marriages to keep the labor force working? Right? What is this being threatened or you'll lose your job so the person is racing to work? We need to resolve that. Do we have automation and robotics? Do we have ways of 3D printing houses and growing food so people don't have to be forced labor slaves? Of course we do. What is this dying in the car and your organs smashing into each other? Can we resolve that? You ever seen a UFO? Yeah, I know it always gets back to aliens with me, doesn't it? Not aliens, and we stole the technology. But if you've ever seen a UFO, and I saw my first, I'm not even, well, it's a UFO to me. I'm not sure if it was aliens. I don't know what the hell it was, but I filmed it, and people laughed at us because I put funny music to it. But if you can go from zero, does anybody know anybody that operates a radar tower at the airport? If we know that aircraft can go from 0 to 1,000 miles an hour and their organs don't become squish and goo, then it means that people don't have to die in car accidents. And if that is United States Incorporated technology, Russia Incorporated technology, Britain Incorporated, or Rothschild Incorporated technology, which is probably the people who actually got the real power, then we know humans don't have to die in car accidents. So what is this government having secrets nonsense? And more people die in car accidents than die to cuckoo. More people die to the Ovaltine than die to the cuckoo. Y'all hear what I'm saying? And I think we're just at a point where we got to start calling frauds a fraud. We got to stop playing with people. We got to start calling, no, you're fake, you're phony, you're faking the funk, and you only got party information. All right, let me do comments. Adam, I don't know how you sent me down there. It's a good path, Adam. I appreciate it. They sent me down there. All right. You should walk around and show us your property. I do on Patreon, Olivia. Thank you to everybody on Patreon and Facebook that support me. TikTok, all the other platforms. But all right, we've had this conversation a million times. I spread that news around because I do not want to support Facebook, Patreon, Instagram, TikTok 100% with my content. I spread it around on all the platforms. You got to follow me everywhere if you want to get the full picture. Perspective is everything, Jack. Morning, afternoon. Ooh, it's about to do some serious raining. Lightning and everything. So this is going to be real quick. Morning, afternoon from the UK. God bless. All got to go get kids in a minute. Okay. May try to watch on the iPhone later. Okay. Well, thank you, Kat. Thank you for joining, jumping in. Car denier dies in fiery car crash. Exactly. See, that's the weird thing, Ann Jones. Thank you for putting it. That's just weird. It's just weird. Car deniers. Ovaltine deniers, right? Malnutrition deniers, right? It's weird because if you pick one cause of death, it's literally the definition of ignorance. Cancer or lack of oxygen. Yeah, and they like to take oxygen from people right now, Jack. That would be a really long walk. Yeah, well, you know. But walking is good for you, Jay. Walking is good. Mickey D's, it is a comorbidity too. What is this keeping a Mickey D's around and giving cheap food to cheap people that help them die of other things called diseases? Die from cancer of ignorance. So it goes. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. All right, there's a lot of good comments. All right, I'm gonna go down and do my thing and try to get a comment from everybody. Then I got a jet. The news will never show us. Nope, and they're not supposed to, Chris, right? The news is supposed to show us their perspective, and they do. We just don't agree what their perspective is, right? We think their perspective is the truth, and it's not. Their perspective is their viewers, right? MSNBC is going to show the viewers of MSNBC what will get them to tune in tomorrow, right? And that is whatever it is, you know. You're black and you're proud. You're white and you're proud. You're American and you're proud. You know, you got to take the drugs because our advertisers are the drug companies. You know, we're not going to say anything bad about them. They got a perspective, and they're going to tell the story from their perspective, right? Because their profit is based in that. And to me, that's not evil. It's not wrong. It's just a system that's designed that way, right? It's just economics, you know? And so, all right, let me go down and preach, G. All right. I'm sorry, Buddha. I mean, I'm not even preaching. You know, I don't like to be preachy. It's just, you know, I'm speaking my truth. Put it that way, Buddha, because I don't preach to anybody. I'm not qualified to tell anybody any damn thing. I'm speaking my truth. And if that truth resonates with other people, then that's good. And let's put that truth together and make something powerful from it. But, and I know you're saying it in a very positive way, sister. I don't like the idea. I grew up in church. I don't like that. Yeah, preach more than I. Preach your truth. There's 7 billion different perspectives and 7 billion truths. All right. I love you too, Jasmine. Good morning. Scarcity is a man-made concept. Abundance, and thank you, Tanya Richards. Thank you. Why? Because Tanya understands everything you need is in abundance in nature. The only scarce things are the things that the few, the people with the most jewels, keep from us. They literally keep from us. Scarcity is fake news. There is nothing that's scarce. Everything is in abundance when we allow it. When we stop them, when we let nature be nature and we stop them from keeping things from people, right? And that's what the freedom passport is, right? It's not giving you freedom because you obeyed. It's just saying, oh, well, we're no longer going to hold you to the laws of the scarcity of starving people that we like to do. So we're going to do it for you less and let you go back to the grocery store, but we're not going to let them other people go back to the grocery store, right? That's evil. That is evil psychopathy. That's evil and that's dark. Anybody a part of that, they're waiting on violence to meet them. Anybody that's supporting that, right? That's what happened in World War II, right? It's going to happen again. You want to be on the right side of nature, you better be on the right side of the human tribe. If you're on the side of starving people with babies at home, single mothers that need their jobs because they don't want to obey you, obey your woke corporations, you're willing to starve them and their child. What do you think a mom is capable of doing to feed her child? Have you ever seen a grizzly bear mom? Get in the way of a single mom and their babies and feeding them is like getting in the way of a cub and a grizzly bear mom. They're going to respond exactly the same. Very few are going to just roll over. I mean, a sick bear will roll over. A sick bear will leave you alone and let you get between them and their cubs. A healthy single mother being starved because she doesn't want to obey you will do anything to feed her children. And she should, as would I, because that is the natural way. And you need to know that you are standing between some very violent acts with your ignorance. We don't have to do this, people. We don't have to do this. We don't have to go there. Again, not working, no sound, no video every time. Elizabeth, you got to go out and come back in, darling. Go back out, come back in. But you can't hear me, can you? So, no, man. I suck at silence. Somebody sign for Sister Elizabeth. Did you go out and come back in? All right, don't make you not interfere with people doing what they do. What they want to do. Right. And this is what Beaufort is saying, which I think if I'm translating right, is that, but at the end of the day, people are going to do what they need to do, which is why I laugh, because I'm okay with however this goes. If we're evolved enough to go back to being human tribe, well, that's good. Let's do that. If we're not, then maybe this is our last episode on Earth. And I'm fine with that too. Right. I'm with nature. Whatever nature decides, I'm with nature. I'm with the universe. And if we are an ignorant species on this planet, full of family, one big tribe that's killing, raping, robbing, and abusing and telling each other what to do and telling each other what medicine is and what they got to inject in their body and what kind of DNA they got to have to be a part of their master race to get their freedom pass, then yeah, we do need to go extinct. And I'm fine with that. That's why it's kind of funny to me. Like you only really get upset, Beaufort, right? Like if you believe and everybody's got to think like you, that's when you get upset. That's why I don't get upset. I get annoyed, then I start laughing. Like, we're going to die and this is not okay. It's like that guy in the back of the Simpsons book, just laughing and peeing on himself. We're not safe. And that's kind of me, except without the pee, Anyway, spirit of a true warrior you have. I do, Christine, and I don't know that I like having that. I'm an uncle. All right, Jack. Jack, you do everything for your niece and your nephew, whatever you got. That's why I keep my kids home. I know myself. Well, Erica, you love your children. Hopefully, I think you said you homeschool. And to me, that's good parenting. I mean, I hate to tell you all this, but if you're letting teachers and principals and oligarchs abuse your child by robbing them of oxygen and psychologically disturbing them for the rest of their life by making them act like prisoners in a prison camp, the hell is wrong with you? I love you to death, but you need to think about this a little more. You really need to think about the damage this is doing to your child psychologically and just from restricting oxygen. Push back hard. It's time to push back hard, Elaine, and as peaceful as we can, because after it's not peaceful, that genie is not going to go back in the box. My words have women. My words have had to take the place of my fear and pain. That's all we have, Jack. That's the best we can do. The most patient brother, as you know, we can be is talking to people. That's the best we can be. Because after it really starts kirking out, that genie is done. That genie is out. You need to put down the spreadsheets, stop learning how to get the TPS reports in, and you're gonna have to learn some survival skills and fighting skills. Because that's history, right? That's not a threat. It's not anything. That's the history of the human race. We see that we're heading for a train wreck. Do we want to keep going this direction, right? We're on a train. I like the example. We're on a train. The train is on fire, and we see we're heading for the fuel depot, right? And the brakes are out. What do? We try to solve the problem. We don't keep going. We don't, yay, we're on the fire train. Yay, keep go, go. No, yes, freedom passport, new normal. Go. Abuse the neighbors. Yes. Keep abusing the children in school. Go. You know what's gonna happen. He's like, oh no, we got a problem. Oh, we need to fix the brakes. What did we do wrong? We did something. The driver was drunk. Something happened. We were abusing our neighbors, telling other people what to do, deciding for other people in their lives. So we're on this fire train, and we don't want the train, the earth to burn. So maybe what we need to do is stop brewing war, dictating to other people, and put the fire out on the train, slam on the brakes. Damn it, Jack, I jump. All right, I think I got comments from everybody. Did I? I gotta go, you guys. Nope, a couple other people came in the house late. But that's where my mind is at this morning. Dying with a thing is not the same thing as dying from a thing. And if you actually want to make the world a better place and solve problems, then you got to work on solving those problems. But you got to look at all the problems. You can't just let television and the pharmaceutical industry tell you what the problem is. You got to be a critical thinker, and you got to think for yourself. You got to talk to doctors off the record, not while you're in contract to them. While you're in Rockefeller medicine man contract to them, they can only tell you what they're told to tell you, or they'll lose their license. Hey, Lee Houston, good morning, brother. How you doing this morning? The East Coast is a bit greener than La Paz. Yeah, it is. It is. And the only reason why is because the soil is the tarp. In that example, Beaufont, right? The soil in the East, it's the tarp. It increases rainfall because the soil actually holds the water for the plants through the dry times. And in the desert, that doesn't happen. The West, that doesn't happen. We can make that happen. It's just a matter of just doing it. Hey, Lori. All right, it's about to get loud because it's raining. So there you go. It's my life. I'll do what I want. It's my mind. I'll think what I want. Animal song genius. Yes, it is. It's my life. I forgot the rest of the song. But it is, and you need to do what you want. That's how we fix the earth, is everybody go their own way. Cardiovascular disease, IQ demic. That's where we're at, Max. We are definitely, they took the cardiovascular demic and they masked it as something else because they're up to a lot of other things. Disaster capitalism. The V, not the C, is the killer. Yeah, but see, I don't know if they're ready for that, Lori. But if people spend time in that database, they'll know what the truth is. It's a good thing, Lori, because if you're actually informed, you actually know what's happening. You actually see what they're doing to people. If you're not informed, then you're just watching the news and you're lining yourself up in your world for failure. Hey, Jackie McMillan is back. She's back in black. I need to listen to some AC/DC today. Hey, Dillard, damn, it's been a long time, Dillard. Where you been? No, you haven't been in class in a minute. We're gonna send you to the principal's office. All right. I'm a bear. Yeah, I know you are, Kira. I know she ain't here to play with y'all. Yeah, I know. You got the psychopath is a button, and sometimes you got to press that button so they know, but you got to hit them hard enough so they remember never to do it again. All right, I think I got something from everybody. Hey, Hogo. Yeah, and that Hogo's a psychopath too. Oh man, is he a psychopath? He goes to prison for me, and he lives in France. All right, I filmed a funeral yesterday of a 17-year-old. Oh, see, I can't read the rest of that. But people need to educate themselves on what that database that starts with a V, that monitors the V is, spend time there, and then they'll understand what is going on. They'll understand that we got a major problem in this world. Houston, we have a major problem, and not brother Houston, but Houston. Learn to hunt, fish, garden. If you can provide for your own from nature, then good. People need to learn to be individuals, not groups. And once people get strong again, Tony, we got something good. As long as people stay weak and dependent on these psychopaths, real bad things are gonna happen. Real bad things are gonna happen. Oh, Dilla got something. All right. Pray for the Aussies and Kiwis. Yep, and we're heading for the Aussies, but pray for them because we're gonna be next. Because this is a global thing, and that's what happened. All right, I had to go. Last comment was Deanna Lou, and she said, "Good morning, herd." And I don't know how I try to take the last words and turn it into something deep. Caffeine helps me, and that is just we are a herd. We are a herd, and we're being herded. We need to go back to being a 7 billion herd, a human tribe, and stop being different little livestocks on different little identity farms and being controlled by the few who gave us those identities. Because a global herd isn't controllable when you got 7 billion different identities. Little local ignorant herds, we're just livestock for the few. Hey, this is Gerard. I had to get going. Y'all have a great day. I love y'all to death. I am out. Bye, and bye, free the people.